Hi, I'm Derek Hooper, Australian PGA professional and golf coach, and I want to thank you for joining me today for our Better Putting Blueprint series. In earlier lessons, we talked a lot about pre-swing fundamentals, how to aim the putter correctly, reading greens, starting the ball on your intended line, and all those things are extremely valuable. But they're only extremely valuable once we're close to the hole. We haven't talked yet about how to control distance, and a lot of the time we need to be able to hit putts from longer distances. So even in the last lesson we did together where we worked on 3 feet and 6 foot putts, fairly short putts with distance control or speed control is not as important as it will be on longer putts. So today we're going to spend some time talking about distance control. We're going to talk about where the power source is in the putting stroke, and I'm going to share some drills with you that you can do to refine your own distance control and start to hit the ball closer to the hole from long distance. So if we're talking about distance control in putting, we need to be aware of where the power source is during your putting stroke. I meet a lot of players that want to set up and they have short backswings and very fast follow throughs, and they're trying to generate speed in their hands and arms. I have other players, not as much, who tend to have long backswings and then try to slow down as they come into the golf ball. And both of those methods for controlling distance are very inconsistent. It's very difficult to be on with your distance control day in, day out. Ideally, what we want to see is a putting stroke which has got a similar length back and through. So we've talked earlier about how a putting stroke is a pendulum motion. So a true pendulum has the same swing to the right as it does to the left, and we're going to do the same thing here with putting. So when I'm going through my routine, I'm trying to feel how long a stroke do I want to go back and through to produce the length putt I want. So if I'm going to hit this ball across the green, when I go through my routine, I'm trying to figure out how long that stroke needs to be. Now, the important thing to remember is that there is an ideal holding speed, and it's not one that just falls in the front of the hole. The idea is that your ideal holding speed is about 12 to 17 inches beyond the hole if the ball was to miss. The reason why that's the ideal speed is that there are imperfections in the green, and if the ball's rolling too slowly, it tends to catch more of those imperfections and kick it offline. If you hit the ball too hard, then when the ball hits the hole, it's going to bounce out because it's going to be traveling way too quickly. So the research that's been done suggests that the ideal holding speed is at 12 to 17 inches beyond the hole that will allow the ball to go in the hole, but also to minimize the effect of those imperfections in the green. So we're keeping that in mind when we're standing here and trying to determine how long a stroke I need to make the ball go to my intended target. So I've just got my target across the green here. I'm going to take my setup. I'm having practice strokes trying to feel how long a stroke do I need to make the ball go that distance. I'm then going to aim the putter, set my feet, one last look at the hole, repeat my practice stroke. So remember to hold that finish until the end of the putt, and you can get the feedback that's required for that stroke length, produce that length putt. So the first distance control drill I wanted to share with you today is a game that I call leapfrog. So I've set up here on the green, I've put a tee in the ground right here, I've got another tee in the ground, I've put a ball on the tee so it's much easier for you to see this on the video, and that's about 12 feet away from me. My goal is with my first putt, I want to go through my normal routine, trying to feel how long of a stroke do I need to make the ball go past that ball that's on the tee out there. I'm going to go ahead and make my stroke, hold the finish, and I got the ball to go past the first ball, which is great. Next ball has to now go past the first ball. So I go through my routine again. It doesn't matter how far left or right it goes, but it does need to go past that first ball that I struck. Again, I'm going to hold the finish, and I got the ball to go past it, and then ball 3 I'd grab out, go through the routine, and ball 3 has to go past ball number 2. So you can see how it's got that leapfrog effect across the green. There's a couple additional rules that I need you to be aware of. If the ball you're hitting comes up short of your last ball, you have to pick them all up and start again. If the ball you're hitting hits another ball, you have to pick them all up and start again. Your objective is how many balls can you get in sequence across the green before you run out of green. So if I'm doing this drill with average players, if I've got about 60 feet of green to work with, they can usually do 12 pretty quickly without too much trouble. My elite players can get up around about 25, but ideally what we're trying to do is we're trying to keep that gapping between each putt very similar distance. So that's the thing that we're working on as we're going through this. It's improving your touch and your feel so you can start to get better at matching up your stroke length with how far the ball rolls across the green. It's an excellent drill to work on your distance control, and it's one that I definitely recommend you get away and practice. The next distance control drill I want to share with you is a ladder drill. I've got a tee in the ground here to represent my starting point. I've got another tee in the ground here at 10 feet, and then I've got tees at 3 feet intervals all the way out to 40 feet. The objective is that I have to get the ball to finish between the first 2 tees on my first putt. So I'm going to go through my routine here, have a practice stroke, trying to feel how long does my stroke need to be to get it to finish between the first and second tees. I then go and aim the putter first, then my feet. I make the stroke, hold the finish. If the ball finishes in that section, I can then grab out the next ball and go to the next section. So I go through my routine. Now I'm trying to get the ball to finish between the second and third tees. And if I'm successful, I then get to go at the next section. If I happen to miss the section that I'm going for, then I have to repeat it until I'm successful with that section. So I've got 10 gaps out there between the tees that I've got in the ground. The idea ideally would be for you to take 10 putts. You get 1 ball in each section, so it would take you 10 putts to hit all sections. But the idea is for you to go through this exercise, count how many balls it takes you to complete this ladder drill, and then come back and do it again and see if you can do a little better the next time. It's an excellent drill for you to work on your mid-range distance control. We did the leapfrog drill early, which helps you on your longer ones. This will help you more on your mid-range. I've got a couple others I'm going to share with you soon, but this is a great drill for you to work on that mid-range distance control. This next drill I want to share with you is another version of the ladder drill, but this is now a short version of the ladder drill. The idea is that we're going to be hitting putts from different distances, so we're still working on our distance control, but now we're doing it over shorter distances. The way I've got this drill set up is that I put a tee in the ground here at 3 feet, and then 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 feet. The idea is that you would go through your normal routine, go ahead, aim the putter, hold your finish. If the ball goes in, you get to go to the next putt. Go through the routine again. If this one goes in, you get to go to the next putt, and so on back along the line. The catch is that if you miss a putt, you must come back to the beginning and start again. One thing to keep in mind when you're doing this exercise though, please make sure to take the time when you're setting it up to find a straight putt on the green. I don't want you spending 15-20 minutes hitting putts where everything breaks to the one direction, because what's going to happen then when you're out on the golf course the next time, every putt's going to look like it goes that way because you've trained your eyes to see the ball rolling across the green in that direction. So take the time, roll some balls across the green first, not with the putter, but rather get down low and roll it with your hand so you can see where the ball's curving. Once you find that straight putt, tees in the ground. Now, as we said, if you make the first one, you get to go to the second. If you make the second, you go to the third. If you make the third, you go to the fourth, but if you miss the fourth, then you have to come back to the beginning and start again. The idea is to work through the exercise until you can make all 6 putts in a row. Get away, try that exercise. I'm sure it's going to be a whole lot of fun for you. So in this next distance control drill, we're working on holing speed. So the way I've got this set up at the moment is I have my alignment rod on the ground at about 3 feet behind the hole, and I've got a tee in the ground here at 15 feet. My objective is that I've got to make 3 putts. I don't need to make them in a row, I just need to make 3 total. But the catch is, for every single putt that comes up short of the hole, and every putt that hits the rod, or what I'm saying is if it finishes outside that safe zone, then I've got to make 1 extra. So it really gets me to focus on not only making the putt, but making it at the ideal holing speed. So I'm going to set up, go through my routine as I normally do, trying to feel how long does my stroke need to be to get the ball not only in the hole, but in that safe zone. I'll hold the finish. Now I've only got to make 2 more. So I'd continue to go through that exercise until I've made 3, remembering that if I get one that finishes short of the hole or a ball that hits the rod, then I've got to make 1 extra. Once I can do it at 15 feet, I'd move back to 20. When I can do it at 20, I'd move to 25, and so on across the green. It's an excellent drill for you to be working on your holing speed, but also to be making putts at the right speed. If you can work on that drill, you're going to really improve your distance control. Thanks for joining me today for our session on distance control. I hope you get away and work on those drills that we spoke about, because I know if you do, you're going to be much better at controlling distance, getting the ball close to the hole, and even starting to make some of those longer putts. As always, if you've ever got any questions or any comments on anything that we've done today, feel free to please feel free to post them along with this video. I'd love to hear from you. Also, check out the resources along with this video, which will have all the information on the drills that we covered, as well as any training aids that we used today. Thanks for joining us, and I look forward to seeing you next time.